Council Boys are back. Brand new week, brand new episode. Um, this is gonna be a little. It's gonna come out later, so be aware of the dates. Just a little heads up. Um, but I am joined with the homie Mikey B.
Always happy to be here, Josh.
Council Boys are definitely back in the building. You know how we do things around here. Start out with just some casual what we've been playing. Mikey B, you want to start us off this week?
No problem. So last week or last episode, we don't go week to week. These episodes will release whenever they release.
Yeah, we'll catch up
You know,
sooner or later.
it's like wine. You gotta let them sit for a bit, and then as longer it sits, the wine tastes better. I think that's how wine works.
True.
Anyways, uh, last time we were talking, I was playing Death's Door, and I probably won't be playing much more Death's Door. I think last week we were talking about some of my hesitation on the game. Mostly the gameplay wasn't as satisfying as I would like it to be, and kind of that gameplay loop wasn't really hitting for me. So I gave it another, session or so, another session to see how it goes. All the positives about the game are still there. Art style is cool. The humor is interesting. Characters, like the world they're trying to build from like the black and white office space, drab office space to kind of the more colorful world as you're exploring is good. Exploration is fun. So there's a lot of positives, but if the gameplay loop and the gameplay itself isn't as fun as you want it, it really, it's like I was telling Josh stuff, like it's kind of like all that other stuff is like the sprinkles, the whipped cream, the chocolate sauce, the caramel. But if you don't like the taste of the ice cream, it doesn't really matter how great the other extras are. But what it did do was remind me of a game called Moonlighter, which I believe was my 2020 most played game. And Moonlighter is a really cool concept. During the day, you run the Moonlight, which is a shop that sells various jewels, rubies, mystical artifacts, treasures, so on and so forth. And then at night, you go into various caves/dungeons, finding those treasures and artifacts. So then you could go back and sell. And as you sell, you're able to upgrade your character. And you're trying to, you get to upgrade your character. And you're doing this because at one point, the town that you're in was kind of like a hot town for trade. It's kind of set during that quasi middle age period, we'll say, even though it's kind of like futuristic, but it's still like dealing with like knights and kings and queens and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But at one point it was like a popular trade post, and I was kind of falling on a hard time. But like the more interesting items you find, the more people come to your town. So like you're slowly also trying to rebuild your town and your representation of that, like and the rep of that town, as you find more interesting items. So I got back into that. I played went through a couple dungeons. I'm like, yeah, this is fun. This is kind of like the loop. The gameplay is really smooth and solid. And they came out with a DLC called In Between Dimensions, which opens up the gameplay a little bit more. It opens up a few more dungeons/caves. It also changes the older caves because it's called In Between Dimensions. You're able to kind of like, it kind of introduces like a multiverse aspect of it. So inside these old caves, there's these doors that you can find that kind of let you enter the multiverse a little bit. And these are like kind of challenge rooms,
Mm-hmm.
where if you complete the challenge rooms, you get bonus items that you could bring back into real life and sell. So it kind of
Is that
changes the gameplay up a bit.
is that one of those games where like if you die you lose everything?
Yes, it is one of the, but you brought up a great point, because that's one of the fun parts of this game is there's a little bit of a risk reward on the first 5 dungeons. And like the main game, there's 3 floors.
Mm-hmm.
So like after you complete floor one, you have the option of floor 2 to be like, cool, I complete floor 1, I completed the boss, I got a good amount of stuff, I want to exit.
Yeah.
Or do you want to risk it knowing that floor 2 has higher level items? And as you know, floor 3 would have even higher level items than that. And then based on the cave, like the further the cave, like the K5 has higher level loot or like gems or things or items you can sell, and cave 1 has lower level. So there's a little bit of that risk reward, which is a decision you have to make after you kind of beat every stage of the dungeon or cave.
What was do you have a story of like your biggest gamble? Like you hit like a, it's like, okay, I hit level 4, I'm feeling good. You know, I'm on one. I feel like my skills are good, and then you hit like part 5 in the cave, and then you die.
It actually happened pretty recently because
Yeah.
it actually happened on one of my first sessions. Because besides running the shop, people come to your town, like come to your shop and like have like side quests. Be like,
Mhm.
I need 5 triple cell batteries, which
Yeah.
is an item you find in the tech dungeon. I'm like, cool. You have 3 days to find it. I'm
Oh.
like, I'm like, great. And if you find these, find this item within 3 days, I'll pay you 100 grand. I'm like, cool. I'm like, and you could say no or yes based on like how unique that item is within that cave. I'm like, well,
Mhm.
that's pretty. Those that item is pretty. That pops up quite often in that cave, so I'll take the challenge.
Mhm.
So yeah, with my first run back into the tech cave, I was like, I got two. I found 2 of them. I'm still feeling good. I got past the first dungeon, the first like layer, going on to the second layer. I'm like, and then I hit that second dungeon. There was a just a swath of enemies that came at me, and I'm like, oh no, I made a mistake. I probably should have exited at like dungeon 1. So it happened very quick. The Also, a little wrinkle on like if you die, you lose your items. You're able to keep up to 5 items that regardless if you die, you'll have
Oh,
to keep
cool.
with you.
Gotcha.
So that was like it was fine that it was almost refresher to be like, oh man, I forgot I could have moved those triple soul batteries into like my that top 5 slot that keeps me no matter
Mhm.
what, and I would have kept those batteries,
Yeah.
and I could have completed that quest a little bit easier than I
Mhm.
than I than I than I than I would have
Nice,
had.
dude.
Yeah, so no, yeah, you brought up a good point. The risk reward is a great part of that, Lou. Is like, do you want to you know, take that chance to get more loot, or you just want to play more conservative?
Yeah. What what's the furthest you've gone in one layer or like in one dungeon layer?
Well, to beat the dungeon and like open up other dungeons, you have to get to all 3 layers in one fell swoop.
Gotcha. And then there's more layers to that, but
Then
3
it
just
opens up.
opens.
Yeah, it just opens up another dungeon,
Gotcha.
and then
Cool.
you have to get up to to get up to 3 layers. And this new dungeon that opens, it's 9 layers.
Damn.
But I heard there's like at some point you could buy a device that like allows you to buy back into like a certain floor.
Oh,
Like
cool.
so, like you beat floor 1, 2, 3 so many times, or you beat 1, 2, 3, yeah, like let's say so many times that like for like this price or this item will warp you to level 3 instead of like going through the rigmarole of going through 1, 2, 3. Like we'll just warp you to level 3
Like a
for
fast
full.
travel sort of thing.
Yep.
That's dope.
Yes, but that costs you money. So then you have to make enough money. So yeah, so it's always like this balance between, okay, I'm gonna spend, if I spend that X amount of money to warp, obviously you want to get that money back during your play session.
Mm-hmm. Of course, because it's like, well, I spent like 20 grand. I
Yes,
need that
and
shit back.
I got exactly. You spent 20 grand, and I died, and I only recouped 5,000. You just lost
Yeah.
15. So there's that balance too,
Oh,
balance to the game.
it's where can we find this? Is this
This game
everywhere?
is everywhere.
Okay.
You
That
can
sounds
play it
cool,
on
man.
PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, PC. I think it's even on mobile.
What how are like your abilities? Is it like the smash A to do combos, or is it just like how's the
It,
fighting style to it?
A does a regular attack. If you press A 3 times, it does like the classic
Combo.
three kick combo. B does your heavy attack,
Gotcha.
and you get to hold 2 weapons at a time. You can hold a sword and a shield,
Cool.
which allows you to block because the B attack would be the shield.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to hold like a big sword, which does more damage but slows you down when you move, and like the attack itself is very slow. There's a spear that is kind of a mix. It gives you a little bit longer range,
Mm-hmm.
but the hits are not as powerful. Then there's a fist. There's like kind of like boxing gloves almost,
Mm-hmm.
and that is obviously faster, but you're taking the risk because you have to get closer. And then there's classic bow and arrow.
Kind of like the Hades style of like pick your weapon before you go in sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Yeah,
you upgrade these weapons, or is it just like base weapons?
you can upgrade them.
Nice. Okay.
You can upgrade them, yeah, on 2 paths. One path is kind of a linear path where it's like they just get stronger and stronger, or there's an alternate path where they also get stronger but not as much, but you get like elemental effects.
Oh,
Like now, this bow and arrow is
fire.
ice,
Yeah.
ice, fire, ice, electricity, water.
Sick.
So that brings into like, so it's less powerful, but like because it has those elementary, it'll hurt. It'll like hit.
Mm-hmm.
It'll continuously
To do
take off
damage. Yeah.
enemies' life, exactly damage until longer than just like one hit. So there's like you could do that route too. And there's also upgrades to your armor.
Yeah.
There's also upgrades to your shop because right now like your shop starts off at like 2 tables. You can sell like 4 things, like, and
Yeah.
then it expands to like 4 tables and then like 2 glass cases, and you can put like the highest price things in there because you have to watch out for bandits because people steal from your.
Oh, fuck.
So you have to like, so it's not. So as you're like rearranging what you want to sell, you first have to like first act the like a game in itself because you don't know how much to sell your items for. So sometimes you sell something for like $50 and like from the expressions on the like there's like emoji expressions on like the characters, like so based on some of the expressions, like if they like have like their eyes really raised up, like, oh my God, this is a great deal. You'd be like, man, I sold that for 2 less. I like sold it for $50. I probably could have sold it for like 150.
Oh,
So
shit.
then you don't know like or like or like they have like the mad frowny face, and then like okay 200 is too much. I'll let you drop it down to like 150 and see if they buy it.
Oh, shit.
You have to figure out like the right price of that. Then you also have to deal with there's always a bandit or two that comes in there, and there's also specific type of customers that come in. There's always like a guy or a girl who only will come in for like armor objects and like different swords or different shields and stuff. So you have to have like those on the ready for them because they wouldn't buy like normal products that I saw. So like they're like specifically only gonna buy like a sword and sealed type item. So even that game is like that's why that's why the loop is so fun because obviously the dungeon crawling that's cool. That's like classic 2D
But
top
you have to
down
run a
like
business.
top down Zelda. Yeah, but like the business part is like initially when I played this game, I was like the business part, it's gonna be fine. I'll get through it, whatever. But now when you have to like factor in all these things, it becomes a lot funner. Well,
How
it's a
much
solid game. It's on. I think it's on sale right now for the Switch for like $6.25 or something like that.
on the Switch?
Yeah, like I think right now because the DLC was on sale for like it's like for like $3 or something like that, and I think the game itself is on sale for like six something.
Survey says $6.24.
There you go.
Damn.
By the time you're listening to it, it probably won't be $6.24.
Yeah.
But
let's just date it. This is on 2/6.
this is on February 6th. This episode might come out in February. This episode might come out in March. Who
This
knows?
might come out in 3 weeks.
It's true. But yeah, currently, yeah. And this game is on sale pretty frequently because it's pretty old. But if like I said, it's on Switch, it's on Xbox, it's on PlayStation, it's on Steam. You could play it on mobile. So it is on it's on all available screens pretty much.
This, I think I'm gonna play this.
I think you'd like it.
We'll
It
put
has
a little asterisk on that.
I think you might like it because it has that loop. It has a good loop. It has that goal.
Yeah,
You're
grinding.
you're a completist, so you definitely want to unlock every single item possible.
Yeah, I like how this
Plus,
looks.
it can be
too.
played in a quick slash too. You could be like, because you can mark the items you need to upgrade, and then you could like okay, I need a fig of a cherry, a fig of a tree, and like a big log. And then you could go into like the forest dungeon and like
Yeah.
try to find those and be like, okay, I did that. Quick 20-30 minutes, you're out, and then so it has like that like quick loop if you just have like 30 minutes to spare. And obviously you could play for hours if you just want to, really get into that longer grind game.
Yeah, this looks really cool, dude. I like this. Nice, man. Have you been playing anything else?
No, that's it for this week.
Nice. Well,
How about
Moonlighter
yourself?
looks dope.
Thank you.
And there's a demo too, bro.
There is a demo, so you could give it a go. Bring back demos. I think that could be our mantra. Bring back demos.
Demos. Which is
How's
kind of gave me like a really cool idea, but gaming wise, ladies and gentlemen, I have not been playing anything but Pokemon. So Nobody Saves the World, see ya. Warzone, see ya. Except for Strike Force, I'm still on Strike Force for sure. But it's all Pokemon 24/7, dude. Pokemon is everything I wanted it to be and more. This is so much fun for me as I guess a diehard Pokemon fan too, dude. Like I just absolutely love, doing a mission in an area, just kind of looking around to find some shit and maybe look for some rare Pokemon, maybe some shinies, or just trying to do the Pokedex thing. And I can't put it down, man. I talked to you earlier. We were talking a little bit before off mic, and I did a quick sesh before we jumped on too. I just can't not do a sesh, and I'll probably do a sesh after we finish. I'm not even gonna lie to you, dude. I got a lot of shit to get done. I'm a busy man in Pokemon. But yeah, I can't put this down, dude. This game is a lot of fun. Like besides the nitpicky stuff, which is just super nitpicky, like some of the graphics are kind of ass, but it's like that doesn't even really matter at this point. Like, yeah, it could be better, but like I said, we're on Nintendo. It's not like the Series X, so. But everything about this, man, I think I'm about to wrap up the story, like the main story quest. But obviously, like, there's the two-way. I don't know what the other way is, but there's obviously one of them is you have to save the world from this glitch thing, or from like the space rift that's above the whole area. That's like fucking with some of like these region-specific like Pokemon lords, which is like the ones that are like watching over the villages and shit. So I'm doing that, and I'm on the last one. So that's gonna finish that. And then obviously there's the filling out the Pokedex, which God knows how many Pokemon are actually in this Pokedex, just because I've seen Pokemon from like different generations in this thing. So there's a lot to do, a lot of side quests in it too. I feel like I've picked up every side quest I can as I go along and try to do this shit, but they involve a lot of like some of them you have to find people. Some of them you have to find specific Pokemon, and some of them you have to fill out the Pokedex. So it's just a lot of shit to do, man. And like, what's cool is like you really have to play around with like the time of day to find things and kind of play around. Like some of them are looking for ghost Pokemon and stuff like that. So definitely, I'm sinking hours in here, man. I'm sinking like. I'm gonna ballpark it at like at least 20 hours, dude. Like that could be on the minimum side. Like this is gonna be not like a fun fact, but I pretty much milked out like a 6-hour sesh yesterday, dude. Like we got home and I was like, let's just play for a little bit. Next thing you know, it's like 6 p.m. and I was like, I gotta work out, bro. So I was like, I gotta stop. So I'm definitely submerged in this game, and I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon. So, which hopefully I can wrap this up by March. You and I talked because Kirby comes out, so and maybe to squeeze that Moonlighter demo in here somewhere. So that's really all I have, man. Like this game is really everything I've always wanted, as me, a Pokemon trainer. Since I was a little child, little kid, and what's so great about this, dude, is like you could only get better from here. You know what I mean? Like this game is really good, but who knows what the next game is gonna be like, and it's gonna be based off of that. And this is already pretty great. So, only good news for Pokemon, I guess.
What fixes would you like to see? Like, say, like you're saying, this is like a good base. This is the template going forward. Like, what would you like to see added to this that would like take it to like the next level, or like
this actual game, or the next one they would release?
The next one in the future, like the next one in this series, we'll call it.
The next one, I would like love. Like, I know they're kind of going back and redoing games. If they did Red and Blue, like Arceus, I would pre-order like the Super Collector's Edition, because that one just means so much to me. And like, dude, having all of this with like some of that older stuff, like, holy shit, that'd be so awesome. It's like very familiar territory, but like you're catching Pokemon differently, and the way you kind of move about catching Pokemon is just it's on a whole new level. You know what I mean? Because like now you have to pay attention to like, they can attack you without you actually fighting them. Like you can try to like, use berries and stuff like that to lure them, and like you have other objects to kind of like do damage to the Pokemon to help you catch them. So for example, there's like spoiled apricots you can throw at them that paralyze them. And when they're paralyzed, it makes it easier for you to catch without having to fight. So the tactics of that with like the red and blue Pokedex and like the regions would be awesome. That would sell it for sure.
Is the game more challenging? Is this the most challenging Pokemon game you've played in a while?
It's weird because it's like not the same thing. So before, like I was talking to my girlfriend about it, like before, like if you're playing red and blue, for example, like you can just catch one and like that's it. Like you don't have to worry about like filling out the Pokedex all the way. So when I say fill out the Pokedex, like the Pokedex, you have to. There's certain tasks for certain Pokemon. So like I think for every Pokemon, you have to catch a good chunk of them to really complete the task. And then like there's some where you need to see some moves from it. If you can evolve it, how many times you feed it, like just a bunch of like little shit like that. And you have to somehow make all of that add equal to 10, and you complete the Pokedex. But then you can like perfect it if you do all of them. So that's one thing I don't get is like how the points work in it, just because like I wish I could pull up a screenshot of it, but it didn't make sense to me. It's like, how do you get all of these things and it only equals 6, but there's like 10 things checked off. So who knows? But it's very, for this style, it's challenging because you have to like really maneuver around Pokemon. Like I said, you can get hurt, you can black out, and you try to be as sneaky as possible, but the higher you get and the more, further along the story you get, everything gets harder too. So everything just starts attacking you all of a sudden. And if you're trying to catch one specific one, you have to be really, smart in how you throw berries, how you hide, and which Pokeballs you do have to try to catch this. But then also too, there's areas where they have alphas, which are like giants, and they'll fuck you up, dude. Like there's a bunch. I sent you that video of that Snorlax, dude. Like you could just try to fight an alpha, and you can get completely wrecked by this thing that's like 6 feet tall or whatever size it is. But it's an alpha, and it just does a lot of damage. So I can't get enough of it, man. I really can't. And good job to the Pokemon team for releasing this, and I wish we had it sooner. So that's all I have for Pokemon, dude, and what I've been playing. Like, there's a good chance that next week it'll be the same thing. Just because I got to be the best, bro.
Well, to be honest, there's a good chance I'll just be talking more about Moonlighter, so that just gives me the Pokemon Moonlighter segment of the pod for a couple of weeks.
And which is completely fine, and that's just how this shit works out, bro. So definitely coming back with more Pokemon news next week. I also mentioned that, re-downloaded Red Dead Redemption. Maybe just to get a quick sesh with the homies in and, really take a break from the Switch and let the Switch, take a solid day off since I've been grinding this bad boy for the last 2 months when it was off for like a year. So big ups to the Switch for not blowing up yet. So we're going to keep it moving. We got a little mini game right now. Mikey B's got a little something for us before we get into the news.
So this little mini game will be about the Nintendo Switch. So I'm glad that after not playing for a while, it didn't blow up.
True.
Because this week in news, Nintendo announced that it sold 103.54 million consoles, which put it in the top 5 consoles of all time. Now the little mini game is, do you think you could guess the other top 4 consoles? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I think we talked about this one already, didn't we?
I think, yeah. The last mini game, well, so it does help you out a bit. The best-selling console of all time. We talked about it in last week's.
The PS2.
So you got, number 1. Very good. But do you know 2, 3, 4? To help you out a bit, when they say consoles, they also mean handheld consoles too. So like
the Game Boy?
Yeah, that would be one. Want to say the Game Boy? Is that one of your answers?
Yes. So it's PS2.
Number 1, correct. Game
Game
Boy's
Boy.
Game Boy's number 3. Switch is number 5. Can you name 2 and 4?
Xbox 360.
Sadly, it's not.
Fuck. Any Xbox.
No Xbox. Sorry, Xbox. The best
Man,
selling.
fuck.
The best. I think the
hand-
best selling Xbox is at 50 million. That was Xbox One.
Damn.
there-
My last two guesses would
Sorry,
have
Xbox
to
360 was at number 9 at 85 mil.
be, and handheld is included.
Handheld is included. You name the Game Boy / Game Boy Color. They
I am going to say the Nintendo Wii. And
that was number 5. It got bumped to number 6.
fuck. Well, guess I'm out of that one. PS5, PS4.
PS4 is number 4. One
Uh,
away, Josh. Number 2.
the number 2, or my number 2 guess. I don't know, man. Super Nintendo.
No, it is the Nintendo DS
Ah, damn! I
at
forgot about that.
154 mil.
Son of a fish.
But pretty solid. 4 out of
Yeah,
5,
what a
not
what a
bad.
list, dude. Like, well, first of all, what the hell, Xbox? Like, how we got to do better, bro. We got to do better, man. That's not cool. But yeah, the Game Boy, dude. Like,
Yeah, because Xbox is number 9 at Xbox 360 at 85 mil is number 9. Number 8 is PlayStation 3. Number 7 is the Wii U. Number 6 is the original PlayStation. And then you really know the top 5.
well, fucking crazy, dude. So is that with the Game Boy? My question is that like the Game Boy Advance? Are those different ones in there?
That's different. The Game Boy Advance is at number 11 at 81 mil.
Oh.
The 3DS is its own category at number 12 at 75 mil. So when they say Game Boy, that's me the Game Boy / Game Boy Color. They combine both of those.
Gotcha. Yeah, the DS and the Game Boy. Who would have thought? Those are pretty cool transitions in video games, you know? Which gave me Pokemon, and here we are now, you know? Ay
That's true.
caramba. All right, Mikey B, we got some news.
Oh, certainly we got some more news. The big news currently of this week would be Sony buying Bungie. Bungie is the original creators of Halo, which is still owned by Microsoft. So Halo is not coming to PlayStation anytime soon. But they do own Destiny. They're the makers of Destiny, and they actually also own the rights to Destiny. So that is their big claim.
But Destiny's already free, isn't it? Like on the Game Pass and like doesn't play. I think the game's free, isn't it? I don't know.
Oh, the game's free no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, the game's free no matter what. It's still going to be free. Besides, buying whatever the next expansion packs are that are coming out within, next couple of years.
And also, didn't PlayStation say that they didn't just do this because Microsoft bought?
This was like 5-6 months in the making.
Yeah,
as most deals are. It's not like the next day where you're like,
you know what? Fuck this,
Bungie. What's up?
I got
some millions I could send your way.
I've got $5 million with your name on it. Are you down? Yeah, this is cool. Like it's interesting to see. Well, it's not a bidding war or like any of that stuff. Like it's just seeing companies, they're good for the companies so they can develop behind bigger brands too. Like, having Activision with Microsoft is dope.
Mm-hmm.
And having Bungie with PlayStation is dope too. It would be awesome to see Halo on PlayStation, which would be sick, but obviously, that's not going to happen. Or even like the new Halo, it's still like not even done by Bungie anyway. So
sure.
We got to I saw a meme that I don't know if it was real or not, but it was from like Nintendo. And it was like, "Oh, my bad. We got here late." Like about the buying stuff. It's like, "We got here late." Like, "Oh, I wasn't paying attention," or "We'll take EA." which is so funny that it's probably not a real tweet because I just looked on their Twitter to try to find it. But it's just funny that that's what it's like now. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of there's also what's also been really cool about this dude. Like I saw it on Reddit. A lot of people are making really cool infographics of who's left company wise and what they own and stuff, and you get to see who lives with what.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so fascinating that there's just so many like nested companies and all of these things. I'm like, they get to go exclusively with other companies like PlayStation, for example, and stuff like that. So big ups to PlayStation for getting Bungie, and big ups to Microsoft. And we, the gamers, are the ones that are going to benefit from it. So this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, Bungie's main reason they wanted to is because Sony has more resources. Sony's a $1 billion company, so they partner up with a company that has more resources, so they can still produce that same content but at a better rate and expand their content to to TV or streaming or whatever. So no, it's a win.
That's huge too.
It
TV.
also helps out Sony revenue wise because a lot of people play Destiny. Destiny is like top five like most played game on PlayStation.
Yeah, who would
like
have
like
thought?
like based on hours, it's still like extremely popular.
Yeah, I
And they
wonder.
don't.
I wonder if that's like kind of their take on trying to get more subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. Kind of like the Game Pass sort of thing. You have like a million people on the Game Pass. That's constantly giving you more like benefits to keep pushing that. So
Yeah, because now Sony gets all the money that people. And so when people buy, new skins for their Guardian character, when they buy the new DLC, no matter if they're playing on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, or like
hmm
Stadia, it's like it all goes to Sony. It all goes into Sony's pocket, so it's like a new revenue stream for them.
I wonder if they start bringing out like if they start milking it. You know what I mean? Where they're like,
Mm.
oh, check out this Destiny, the fucking Nightmare Before Christmas bundle. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
something like that to get more, not money wise, but to be more, you know, it's more appealing to buy shit. Because
I
I
can
know
see that.
Call of Duty did that too, where like they've been bringing in, Die Hard.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Willis is in the game. The Scream guy's in the game. The guy from Saw is in the game, and like it definitely makes you think about buying stuff. Because I'm like, I get to be, Chucky, just murking fools. He's not
That
in
wouldn't
it,
be
but
cool. I feel like Aliens would be like because it's very like kind of sci-fi stuff, and I feel like Aliens would be like a good collaboration if they wanted to go that route.
yeah, that'd be dope. Or maybe, or it could be kind of a negative thing where it turns into like a Fortnite thing where they're just like
Mm.
milking everybody. Like Master Chief is in Fortnite. Fucking this all three Spider-Mans are in Fortnite sort of thing. So either way, good stuff on the move for Bungie. So
Another acquisition that we kind of slept on a bit, it happened earlier in January, was Take Two, which is they make you
Rockstar.
know yeah, they're owned by Rockstar, which means they make Grand Theft Auto. They bought Zynga, which is super popular in the mobile space. They make so many games like Farmville, Word with Friends, Toon Blast, Harry Potter, Puzzles and Spells, Empires and Puzzles, Golf Rival, uh, Toy Blast, Zynga Poker. So they're
Etc.
et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, they're huge in the space. If you're ever playing a game, there's
Get you.
like 1 in 10, 1 in 5 chance that one of those ads is going to be for a game for Zynga.
Yeah, dude. But I'm telling you, dude. Like if you've gotten a game from the App Store that's free, there is a 99% chance we've all seen that Toon Blast ad and that Zanga for you, dude. Like it is, you can't miss it. So I'm sure everybody knows what that is. So it's so nuts that I didn't even know they made that, and I just thought it was like some one-off goofy ass company trying to get me to download this game, and I have to watch like a million ads. But now they're like behind, another company that's very credible sub companies like Rockstar, and I wonder what that means for online gaming. I wonder if they're gonna try to link that with like maybe a new GTA app, you know? Which
That's what I was thinking. That was my main thought. Is does that mean that Grand Theft Auto Online is going to be on mobile? or some sort of like
Oh.
or some sort of version like there's like that Call of Duty mobile game that's
Mm-hmm.
super popular. Like will there be like a Grand Theft Auto online mobile that will have like a similar?
Go side by side.
Yes.
That would be dope because as a little side news topic that Grand Theft Auto did or Rockstar did announce that Grand Theft Auto 6 is in the works. So, we'll probably get that in like 12 years. So, with that, that's plenty of time to come up with an app. But see, my thing is, dude, like I don't know if you would know, but I think um Watch Dogs try to do this
Mm.
similarly, where you had an app that kind of went along with the game that you could play with. I could be like super wrong, but I feel like that was one of the things that was kind of advertised with it. Question mark. But this could be awesome with like a more lifestyle game with like GTA to where like
Or
you
Red
know
Dead 2.
or Red Dead 2.
Because as you know, like iPhones or like mobile phones in general are becoming like just as powerful as at least the Switch or other
Oh yeah,
consoles.
for sure.
So and then streaming is obviously taking off. So it's possible that like the game, like a game intensive, graphically intensive game like Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead 2 could be like squeezed down onto the phone and have that mobile experience just be as well as console.
Which brings me to like a really interesting question. We are gamers.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel if Moonlighter came with an app to help you with the game? Would that be more appealing for you to download it just to see if it would help your gameplay, or would you just say, "Nah, I'll just play the game by itself"?
If it's exclusive, probably just play the game by itself.
Yeah, see, so it's just like it's an interesting space to kind of be like, "Hey, you need this app to play the game," but it's like, do I though? Like, is it really gonna help me out? Like,
Yeah, like what does it do? Is it just
yeah,
like more like cosmetic? Is it more like tips and tricks? Like, oh, you're in the tech dungeon. Did you know to the left there's this big chest that you could get? Is it like if it like it all depends. If it plays like more like a guide, maybe that could be kind of interesting.
it's a
Like
it's.
like
Do you remember pop up video on like VH1?
I do.
It's like that. It's like an
That'll be
app.
if it was like that, like if you play the game, there's like creators commentary.
Whoop,
That'd be
whoop.
kind of fun. Actually, now you might have someone with creators commentary on a game. That'd be cool. They already do that for like obviously like Blu-rays and DVDs, but like as
Yeah.
you're playing the game, it like pops up and being like, "Hey, this
We originally
box."
wanted this, to be orange or some shit, or like.
Like a behind the scenes how the game was made as you're playing it. That'd be kind of a cool mode if like after you beat the game a couple of times, like you're like the game in and out.
Yeah,
So you kind of
that would be sweet. But as far as like gameplay wise, like let's say it's like you're able to see the dungeon. It's like a map.
okay.
So like if you're like, oh, I don't know how the game plays, but if it's like, oh, should I heal up, or
Mm.
can I kind of look ahead and see, this is what's potentially over there to help me out, or like stats of the next layer where it's like, oh, these are level 40
Mm-hmm.
attacks and stuff, and so on and so forth. Or would you rather just wing it?
Wing it,
Yeah.
wing it.
So that's why I wonder, like, this is a good, acquisition for them, but like as far as like how we're trying to play it out, as it would be interesting to see how other people feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the streamers, the ones that actually make a living off of this, to be like, hey, this comes with an app. Do you want to buy it? So, but I wonder if like we'll get like any big title games in apps.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for like Grand Theft Auto mobile, Red Dead Redemption mobile, whatever,
I think
the
those are too
BioShock
big.
mobile.
Yeah.
I think they have a racing game called Midnight Club mobile. So I'm thinking like,
A Midnight Club would be dope.
I'm thinking like take like those games and like downsize them onto the mobile phone versus like the app route
Mm.
versus like a app slash like secondary screen route. Like as you're playing Grand Theft Auto 6, you could open up the Grand Theft Auto 6 app and it has like it has like it has like your map and it has like a collection
Secret
of like
missions or
secret
something.
missions and stuff like kind of almost like it's like we're gonna call it the pop up the pop
The
up
pop up
video
video.
screen.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is okay. This isn't as huge as obviously like Bungie or anything like that, but it's a solid pickup. They got a lot
Mhm.
of heavy hitting games in there, and it puts them in the app world now. So
It
I
does.
wonder what cool shit could come from that. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's more mysterious with them. Like I think with like we were talking last episode with Xbox with Microsoft buying Activision this week with PlayStation buying Bungie. It's like you kind of already see the roadmap of where they're headed towards.
Yeah,
And with this one, it's like it's somewhat unknown, which is makes it a little bit difficult to predict.
yeah. So I wonder there was there was news also too about PlayStation buying another company on the topic of buying companies.
Oh, they said they were. I think yeah, I think you said they're not done yet. They're going to buy more companies.
Yeah,
This
there's.
this was just like the start. This is not like the end game for them. Just buying one company, Bungie.
You think they'll buy a mobile company too?
You know what I read? Sadly, Stadia. I heard that Stadia might be out of the game of being a platform and offering more Stadia as a technology,
Mm-hmm.
as a streaming technology.
Yeah.
And it was rumored that Bungie was going to buy Stadia, like the technology behind Stadia,
Yeah.
for themselves prior to getting
Bought
purchased
out.
by, yeah, getting bought out by Sony.
That would have been cool, just to kind of see where that goes. But you say that, but I feel like I just saw something that Stadia is gonna rebrand.
Interesting.
That Stadia is gonna rebrand and kind of reapproach this differently in the coming year. That's what I thought I read slash saw on like Instagram, I think. But obviously, I didn't follow through with the source, so this is not real news on my part. But the Google Stadia rebrand or kind of like a reapproach to it could be cool now too, especially like we talked last time. Like this is like the perfect time now. I feel so. Who knows? And hopefully Xbox buys something else, and we get this whole buying war. Make it a little more interesting.
Well, based on Kotaku, the service has been demoted within Google and will instead power the experience for other companies. So they're selling, I guess, like they're trying to gonna sell the technology to other companies.
Oh, for Stadia,
Yep. Let me
that's
give you the
fair.
link. Let me give you the link. So I guess maybe that's the rebranding of it. So I think
Well,
we're both. I think we're both kind of right. It's just the different sources.
I guess I gotta fucking check my sources next time. Besides
I
seeing
think.
just some shit on Instagram.
I think we're both right. They're not. Yeah. So yeah, they're pivoting to pivoting to like as a service versus like being like go to Stadia to play this. Like, well, why don't you buy our Stadia technology? This is which you kind of predicted when I think when Stadia came out that Google only stays with the technology for a couple of years, and if it doesn't,
See ya.
pop off or pick up steam, then it's like, well, that was fun. We're gonna do something else.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I knew we can. I can trace this back, but like way ahead of its time, dude. Because
It
now is like
really is.
right now, if let's say PlayStation were to buy Stadia, now you can compete with XCloud.
Yes, 100%.
So and now you kind of even the playing field with Xbox buying that tech.
Yeah,
So
because
no, I was to say so it's like it would only make sense for PlayStation to kind of go in that direction.
oh, I agree with you. Because the problem with Stadia initially was, where are the games? Why are you paying money for the games that are already available elsewhere? And so on and so forth. But now if they partner with PlayStation, PlayStation has the games. It has Uncharted, it has Last of Us, it has Horizon Zero Dawn, it has Gran Turismo, God of War, Spider-Man, etc. So if you compare like those, top tier games with that technology, then I think that you're right. Then it can complete with XCloud.
Yeah, and now you have all the Bungie stuff too, to where you could put Destiny into
True.
this new tech and kind of promote it that way too.
Mm-hmm.
So Google, man, I'm telling you, Google's probably gonna drop like a contact lens, and it's gonna be way ahead of its time right now. So that'll be really cool to see where that goes. I would love
Mm-hmm.
to see like if PlayStation does make a move on it, or if Xbox just snags it up.
That'd be interesting.
They get Game Pass everywhere with Stadia. So
That would be a smart move on their part, business wise.
Yeah, that'd be nuts. So the goal is to try to get a job with Xbox and just get all the inside information and
It's
see what's
Chrome.
really going on.
That's true. Because on a lot of TVs, Chromecast is already like built in. So that means
Yeah.
if Chromecast is already built in, and Xbox buys that technology, that means Game Pass is built into your TV. So you don't even have to buy.
Boom.
You don't have to buy anything. It's already built in, so it's already available to you.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna. Do you got anything else on this, dude?
No, I do not.
I'm gonna take the time to eat my words real quick, Mikey B,
Okay.
because I think in the last episode I shit on OlliOlli World. It looked cool, but I thought it was gonna look terrible, and Skate City disaster of a game, and it's getting out, and we're getting a lot of good reviews on it, and I saw some gameplay. It looks fun, dude. It really does, and it got like an 8 and a 9 in some like very credible sources,
Mm-hmm.
and they obviously take it with a grain of salt because obviously it's how you play it, but the 8 and the 9 for OlliOlli World really are helping me sway over. So you and I talked off mic about how what would be the deciding factor for me is how you do tricks. But now, kind of thinking about it, dude, like I was thinking about it because I was talking about the nitpicky shit with Pokemon, and I was like, you know what, man, like maybe my whole trick thing with the sticks is super nitpicky, and I shouldn't really dog the game because of it, and maybe give it a shot. You know what I mean? Like, it's not expensive. It's $30. Not too
Nope.
bad.
Nope.
And it's seeing more gameplay and seeing some of the cool shit the game's doing is like, I might have to give it a go, dude. Like I said, we saw some videos prior to, and it's not perfect the way I would like it to, but again, Pokemon's got shit graphics, so the least I could do is play this game. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. True.
uh,
Plus, skateboarding games are few and far between.
true.
Skate 4 is 2030 months. Who knows when Skate 4 is ever going to come out?
Which there was actually news about that because EA
Oh,
had a
nice.
thing.
Oh, cool. So maybe it
Which
will be coming out before 2030. That's good.
but yeah, so I'm gonna just give my
Oh, look at that. You're right.
apologies to OlliOlli World, and didn't mean to really shit on the game. It looks great, and I think I'm gonna try it out, dude.
My apologies on Skate 4. This is from PC Gamer. We really do a live podcast here. Skate 4 might arrive sooner than expected.
But the one thing I saw about that too, dude, is like Skate 4, um, it's gonna. It seemed like they really wanted to focus on the content creation from
Mm-hmm.
us,
You're right.
and it's like, come on, man, like what do you build the game out? You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to turn into a Mario Maker of Skate. Pretty much, where it's like, hey, we're releasing this game. You guys create whatever the hell you want to create.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. First of all, that'd be awesome. But I don't want to do that. I want to just, you build a city, make a couple cool skate spots, and let me just go to town. Even if you add a couple new mechanics into it, cool, new tricks, fine. Even if the story is kind of ass, like just the idea of just going back into skating in Skate 4 would be so cool. Just don't make me have to do the builder, you know. What they said, there was something else in there too besides that I noticed. Also, hella stats too, by the way, that I just see.
Skate 4 will be coming to the PC for the first time.
Awesome.
Yeah, but you're right. The main component is user generated.
Yeah, which is kind of it's sus. Unless they get behind like, what would be really cool, dude, is like if they had DLC from skate companies. So there's a skate brand. It's called the Barracks, right? So the Barracks, if you teamed up with the Barracks and have, you can design the actual barracks itself in the game, awesome. Or if you got with like, skate brands, you know, you go whatever with whatever brand. I'm blanking right now, but any brand to build their own skate sections,
Mm-hmm.
that could be super dope. I this is a live podcast. You know how it goes, how we do these things. I'm looking at this graphic right now, which is EA's year in gaming, and I'm gonna run through it real quick.
Okay.
Just to see what you think. If you were to guess which sport game was one of the most popular franchises of EA, what would you?
FIFA Sport.
Are you looking at the same graphic?
No.
I'm like, are you cheating, bro? You seen what I'm looking at,
No,
bro?
but like soccer's the most soccer's the most popular sport in the world.
You're right.
Football in every other country besides our country.
You're right. True. So the most popular franchises of 2021 were Apex and FIFA. Which
Apex is interesting. I didn't know Apex still had that grip on that market.
Yeah, me neither.
I thought it was pretty much like Fortnite, Call of Duty is kind of like the top two games for that like free to play shooter.
Yeah, definitely. Which
but good for Apex.
Definitely.
Did you ever play Apex?
I downloaded it.
Okay.
I never went anywhere with it.
Fair enough.
So new players by location, there was 30% new players in Europe, 25% new players in the U.S., 22% in Asia and Pacific, and 15% in South and Latin America. So a couple of FIFA stats for you real quick, my guy. There were 22.3 billion goals scored, 9.7 billion matches played, and the most popular matchup was Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool. Quick Madden stats for you.
Okay.
9.4 billion offensive touchdowns made. Do you know a lot of football?
I know well enough. I hope. I think we'll see. It'll be a test right now, Josh.
All right.
I know football.
There's two things that are listed in this EA thing.
Okay.
If you were to guess who are the top players by touchdowns, who would you guess? That's a really hard question, I feel.
Aaron Rodgers?
That's one. That's actually number one.
Now, if I was thinking logically about it, I would say the receiver who always throws to Devontae Adams would be number two. But who's the most popular receiver outside of that?
They're quarterbacks.
They're both quarterbacks. Oh, then Tom Brady?
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 quarterbacks and 1 wide receiver.
So
you got two of them. Aaron Rodgers,
Tom Brady. Russell Wilson?
Yep.
Interesting. Oh, the Cowboys guy, Derek. There's a lot of Cowboys fans in the world. Dak
Prescott?
No. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Saints quarterback, no luck. Sorry, Saints fans. Dude, the guy from Buffalo, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes?
Nope.
Really?
Patrick Mahomes is on there. Yep.
So I have what? How many? What am I missing?
You're missing 2, but
a quarterback and a receiver.
A quarterback and a receiver.
Can you give me a clue?
One of them is on the Chiefs.
Oh, Hill.
Tyreek Hill, yeah. And the other one is.
Just give me the conference he plays in, like NFC, AFC. If you're
I
familiar.
think he's AFC.
Okay.
Is that which conference are the Steelers in?
They're the AFC.
And
that would be Ben Roethlisberger?
It's not the Steelers, but they're in that conference.
Okay.
The quarterback from that conference.
Oh, Joe Burrow?
No.
Then I don't know.
He was on the cover of Madden last year, I believe.
Sadly, that does not help me, Josh.
It's Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Very good.
With the Ravens.
Gotcha.
Good job, dude. That's a lot of... And pretty much like the same answers are for the top teams in Madden. And I'll go through those real quick. Mm-hmm. So the number 1 team in Madden was the Chiefs, which, sorry, so sad, not going to the Super Bowl. Number 2, the Packers. Sorry, not going to the Super Bowl. Number 3, the Ravens. 4, the Buccaneers, which makes me sad. Number 5 is the Seahawks. And number 6 are my Saints, which is very surprising.
Yes.
Because we have no team, and it's very depressing. So, those are the top 6 teams in Madden. I don't really give a shit about UFC, NHL. That's not too bad. Apex Stats.
Cool.
There's 90.5 billion tacticals used by Legends and more than 322 billion pings placed. Holy shit. 1 billion total respawns, 12 billion jump pads used, 24.6 billion zip lines used, and 5.3 billion items crafted. That's a lot of fucking stuff.
Yes.
But this one, I thought this one was fun. This one is probably about something that you and I have never talked about on this podcast. And it's got some pretty interesting stats that I'll just run through real quick. And
Okay.
The Sims 4.
We have never talked about the Sims game, I think, in any podcast, on mic or off mic. So this will be
Never.
this will be exclusive content for us.
Okay, so The Sims 4 stats for EA: 529 million hours spent in live. Don't know what that means. 1.2 billion hours played.
Wow.
Most common death is old age, and 146 million hours spent in a Create a Sims mode. But, oh wow, there's way more. Do you know anything about The Sims?
I do not.
274 million woohoos.
It's quite a bit of.
And the little graphic is a little heart over a house. And I think that might be talking about some getting nasty stuff. 376 million Sims created, 226 million hours spent in build mode, 11.3 million gallery uploads, and 201 million gallery downloads. I'm assuming a gallery is a house.
I would assume so. Or how that makes sense to me.
Well, never mind. Last one for EA, because this episode's getting a little long, and we're gonna cut the shit out. The last one, EA Squadrons.
All right. Okay, that makes sense. Did you ever play that one? Because you're a Star Wars guy.
I did. It was cool.
And you like flying an X-wing.
Yeah, that shit was tight. 923 million ships destroyed. The most picked New Republic / Imperial ship is the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter, which is obvious. Who doesn't want to fly in an X-Wing? The most popular dashboard bobblehead was a Grogu Baby Yoda one. And the quickest and or longest dogfight fleet battle match. So the fastest was 2.9 minutes. Holy shit. You want to take a ballpark guess at the longest? In minutes.
The longest battle.
Let's
go 120 minutes. That's 2 hours.
That would be insane. But the longest one is 77.1 minutes.
Wow, that's still pretty insane. Over an hour.
An hour, dude. That's fucking wild. That's dope. What's also interesting to see this stuff, dude, is like it makes me want to play these games again. Like I would love to jump back into Squadrons just because of that. That's dope. I don't want to say I'd get into The Sims, but the fact that, people have been playing this game for 1.2 billion hours is very fascinating. So, and Apex looks dope too. Well, that was a kind of a little bonus section of the podcast. That went a lot longer than I thought it would, but definitely really good information because data is dope. Getting to see all this cool stuff and, really wondering who's out there making 22.3 billion goals, So I wish I had more of these on hand, but I think at this point we can save it for the next episode. You got anything else, Mikey B?
No, because we're going to talk about Sifu, but we haven't really played the game, but it's been getting good reviews.
Yeah, Sifu. I think Sifu was the game we talked about during the Game Awards. Last year? ? Where it's the game where the game changes every time you die. Something happens once you die, and it really affects the whole outcome of the game. So playing a perfect game, I'm assuming, does wonders for your character or some shit. Which we can, do a little bit more investigating for the next episode. So I've been joined with the homie Mikey B.
Oh, here we go. Here's a fun one. This is a good dad joke for all the dads out there, or teachers out there. This is a dad/teacher joke. How does the ocean say hi? It waves.
Did it? Council boys are out. See ya. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Gaming Console Podcast. Now, if you're not with us on the social game, you really missing out. On Instagram, follow us at the Gaming Console Podcast. Facebook is the Gaming Console Podcast. Also, follow us on Twitter. We're the Console Boys on Twitter, so hit us up, tweet us. Everything podcast related, episode wise, go to gamingconsolepod.com.
The Council Boys in the building tonight. Oh, what a feeling. I'm feeling life.
Console Boys are out.